Let me show you something.
Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Fen.
It's me, Akasha.
How is everyone doing today? Hope everybody is well. It's time for a bit more British comedy, comedy. A few requests for this one, particularly maybe not this video particularly, but particularly this comedian James Acaster. Again, not going to say like massive fan, but definitely a funny guy.
Okay.
He's always in a lot of the comedy panel shows. You might have probably seen his face before, and you've seen me watching those kind of comedy panel shows on TV. Mm-hmm. He's good fun. It's very, very dry. It's very, very British, and sometimes he's got that that deep anger within his soul, kind of
like you.
Well, a little bit, but more like remember the kid that kind of got bullied and is now he's because he's funny, he just lets it all out. So you remember Would I Lie to You as well? Remember the show Would I Lie to You? We actually reacted to a Kevin Bridges one. The horse one, but it got taken down.
Yeah.
Fucking YouTube. Anyway, so we're going to give this one a try, see if this one works. Oh, nobody's watching this and I'm chatting to myself right now. So this one is same kind of concept. There's going to be, it's the show Would I Lie to You? It's how people lie and not telling the truth. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a kid who's going to come out. There's going to the three comedians are going to tell you how they know this kid, and then you got to choose who is telling the truth.
Right.
It's going to be pretty obvious that obviously what's called James Acaster Cabbage story.
Okay.
But imagine yourself being there and you had never seen this clip before.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Gabby, what is Mick to you?
This is Mick, and I deliberately tripped him up during the wheelbarrow race at my son's sports day.
Okay.
Do you guys have a wheelbarrow race here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, James, how do you know Mick?
This is Mick, and for 6 months, he was my sworn enemy when a practical joke got out of hand.
And finally, Lee.
Okay.
This is Mick, he's my son, and I'm only allowed to see him every second Friday. Sorry, no, that's not it. This is Mick. I once took him home from nursery instead of my own son.
I'll beat you
So
up.
there we have it. Is Mick Gabby's cheated child, James's feuding friend, or Lee's traded toddler? David's team, where would you like to begin?
Well, Gabby, the wheelbarrow race. You were also a competitor. What was the format of the race, and how did the accident
Your
happen?
classic sports day wheelbarrow race. Child is the wheelbarrow. I was driving my son as a wheelbarrow, and Mick's mum, Barbara, was driving him. And there's always a lot. I feel our family gets a lot of pressure on sports day because my husband was an international rugby player and I did sport. And people always look at us as if they're the ones to beat. I always feel that added dimension of competitiveness.
You were a rhythm gymnastic, weren't you?
I was a gymnast.
Yeah, I think they're looking more at him. Carry on.
So we were in the lead, my son and I. And in your peripheral vision, you can feel somebody coming. And as we got to the turn, they were level with us, and my son's arm buckled, and which is for a wheelbarrow
Can I
race
ask you a
is a bit of
question?
a no-no. That's
Go on.
I don't know if you said this. So do they have time? So when the kid comes out, do they just read off a card what it is and they have to come up with a story?
I believe so,
Or have
yes.
they had time to formulate?
That's what they've told us. That's what the show's told us.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's true or not.
Okay.
But the show's told us that they haven't had time to formulate and they're just coming up with
Okay.
a story.
Because that would make a big difference as
That
well.
would make I bet they must give them at least 5 minutes.
Yeah.
At least.
so it takes you a couple of seconds to recover. So now we're behind.
Quite
So
painful for your son as well. Perhaps that should be the main concern.
Classic sports person. Oh, this
That's
is
a no-no! We need this!
Get up.
we got back level with them, and I'm ashamed, obviously, about what happened next. So I can feel, you know, these horrible thoughts coming into my mind. You know, we could take him out. You know, we could.
It's about 10.
This is why we've been taking all the drugs.
And I stood on, I stood on his hand, and so I know.
Deliberately?
You were thinking we should take him out.
So he then slightly buckled. So
Which is a no-no.
Which he got himself back into the race,
Yeah.
and I decided that I couldn't let us win because that could be construed in some people's eyes as cheating, standing on the opposition's hands.
And in some people's eyes, physical assault.
So I had to then sabotage us because I couldn't let us win. So I deliberately kind of pushed my son into the ground.
So you assaulted 2 children.
Basically.
I just, you know, pretended to trip onto Reuben. So, and then his arms buckled, double buckle, which is a no.
No.
And that meant...
Reuben is your boy.
Yes, oh gosh, yes, yes, yeah.
You know, the one with the face like that.
All right. Who would you like to speak to next?
OK, James. So Mick became your sworn enemy because of a practical joke.
That got out of hand.
That got out of hand.
Yes.
So what was the practical joke or prank?
First of all, I'll say for the record, before we carry on, I hate this boy. I'm nothing but content for him, and I'm furious he's got on this show.
I just think I feel I can only see him every second Friday.
So what was the practical joke, James?
He put cabbage leaves in my bed.
How did he get in your room?
I was staying at his house.
On a sleepover? How old are you?
A few years ago.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't have been born.
He was 9.
And you were, what, 31?
I was, what, 28? 29?
And how do you know him?
I know his dad. He's his son.
Okay.
I love the ridiculousness of the show.
I know.
Staying
That
at
was fun.
their house.
Yes.
Why did he put cabbage leaves? Why is that a thing?
Well, it's not a thing until he started doing it.
Yeah.
There's something severely wrong with him. I don't know why he started.
But you say
Pulling this kind of
started
stunt.
doing it. Was
Yeah.
It, what do you mean start? This is a one occasion when
Oh,
you're
is it?
staying there. Well, I don't know.
This is the first of many, David. I said got out of hand. I do not use those words lightly.
So you regularly stay at the house of...
Oh, no. Oh. This little man does not restrict these pranks to his own house. He has no respect for anyone's privacy and will cross any boundaries available to him. I hate him with all my heart.
I love how they're supposed to not laugh, but he's just a little kid, so he
initially
can't
put
help
cabbage
it.
leaves in the bed you were sleeping in when you were
True.
staying at his father's. Right? And then subsequently...
Yes.
He has followed you and put cabbage leaves in other places you've been sleeping.
No.
OK? What then?
He sent me a cabbage in the post.
Little shit.
He sounds like such a little shit.
He sent me half a cabbage, cling filmed, in a box. I was out when they delivered it. I had to go to the post office to pick it up. There was a note inside that said, "You got cabbaged again."
It's so funny.
Genuinely
He's
mad.
doing that. Did you, bearing in mind that this is a minor, did you at any...
It was a major as far as I'm
Did you at any point retaliate?
Yeah, but it took me 6 months.
What did you do?
After 6 months of this...
Well, but you say 6 months of this.
Yeah.
What is this? There's the initial cabbage leaves in the bed at,
Yeah.
at his house,
Yeah.
and there's the posted half cabbage.
Yeah.
Anything else?
His granddad cabbaged me to my face.
What does that mean?
Gave me a present. It was all wrapped up nice. I thought it was a nice present. I unwrapped it. It was another half a cabbage wrapped in cling film. Members of the public started cabbaging me. I made the mistake of talking about it on the radio, and then everyone got the idea, and I couldn't turn up to a gig without there being a cabbage hidden somewhere in my dressing room.
Well, thank God you're playing safe and not saying it on telly, eh?
So, did you retaliate?
Absolutely did. I removed all of his belongings from his bedroom and replaced them with cabbages.
That's, I would say, a disproportionate response.
6 months of my life, David. 6 months of my life of not knowing where the next cabbage was coming from. It was horrible. I had to go big. I've been cabbaged so many times. Somebody started a Twitter account, was tweeting pictures of cabbages on me every day. They said stuff like "Oi, oi, Savoy." It was horrible.
And that was just the tip of the iceberg. Oh, but come on, cut me some slack.
No. I would say that anyone who can enjoy that joke about a lettuce would have to be a sociopath.
All right, on to Lee.
Lee, remind us of your story.
This is Mick. I once took him home from nursery instead of my own son.
Why did you not recognise your own son by using your eyes
Right.
and knowing what he looks like?
I do recognise my own son, but we had this new pram, and the pram, I put him in the pram. He was very young at the time, because, well, you have to go to nursery. And I put him in the pram.
At nursery?
Not a pram, a
They're
push-chair.
not a pram when they're sort of tiny.
Push-chair, you make one mistake. You say lettuce instead of cabbage. They're on your back. You say pram instead of push-chair. I get to see him every other week. I'm stressed. I put him in the push-chair, and then I got chatting to all the other mums and dads and stuff. Got chatting, turned round. Little did I realise that one of the other parents had exactly the same pushchair, and because he was asleep, I just didn't bother talking to him because I thought he was asleep. Pushed him and got all the way home. Long walk as well, because he goes to school in London and we live in Aberdeen.
How long was it before you realised?
Probably Glasgow. It was about, believe it or not, preferably do.
Yeah, that's very much the question.
It was as I went into the front door and I pushed him towards my wife, who was coming towards me, and she said, "That is not my son."
But the other mother would have recognised her
Yes.
child. So let's go to the
Let's
other
go
mother.
to the other mother.
What happened there?
So, obviously, I'm not there to see the other mother. Because
No,
I'm
but
not...
presumably in the police interview later, we've gone through those details.
No, I knew it would be a bit of a nerve-wracking experience, so I thought I'd better play safe and just keep him. And that's what we did. We just ended up bringing up another child. So I got into the house, pushed him into the house. My wife said, "That's not my son." So I went, "Oh!" I realised immediately what had happened, obviously. I turned round and I raced back to the school very quickly. So I got in just in time for them to go, "What are you?" And then...
So you got back just in time.
Got back in time.
Just before Mick's mother was going to start screaming,
So
my child has disappeared, my child has disappeared.
Yeah, because what had happened is she was getting a bit frantic, but someone had calmed her down by doing the obvious and pointing to the child and saying, use your logic here.
Yeah,
there's a
child abductors don't tend to leave a child as well.
So, David's team. Is Mick Gabby's cheated child?
Maybe.
James's feuding friend?
Maybe.
Or Lee's traded toddler?
No.
I think that the cabbages, that is a good trick, because cabbages, when they get warmed up, stink. I also have, been to many a sports day where the parents do get incredibly competitive.
If it wasn't kind of obvious what was going on, which one do you think you would have went for?
Probably the wheelbarrow one.
I
because
thought she
it's
was
the
quite
most
convincing.
and it's the most kind of realistic story.
Right.
I mean, I know
Cabbage
the
is-
trick with these is that it's not
Right.
supposed to be
But if you
necessarily.
were new to the show, you'd probably
I probably
say-
would have picked that.
I did as well the first time. I mean, Lee's always lying, but...
I would probably lean towards Gabby.
What about you, Melvin? Which way are you leaning?
I believe Gabby, but James is just weird, so I believe him even more.
Your paranoid view seems to be the whole country's in on it. Now everyone's sending you cabbages.
Every time people laugh at me, I suspect they're my enemy, which makes my job very difficult.
So mad.
You think Gabby, but James even more.
And David thinks it's me, so...
Oh, I don't know. James.
You're going for James. Mick, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Mick, and I am James's worst enemy.
He looks like a little shit.
He does.
Funny kid, though.
Really funny.
Lots of personalities.
Mick is James's feuding friend, and here's the proof that
Oh my god!
that is what James did to Mick's bedroom.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much, Mick.
Well done, Mick, lad.
So funny.
Well done, son.
All right.
All right, James Acaster. Acaster. What do you think?
Funny.
Funny?
Yeah.
I like that little kid. I bet you. He must
I
be.
bet he's so much fun.
Well, I'm trying to think. I feel like it's a few years old. I remember watching this, the original, when it came out. It must have been at least 5 or 6 years ago, at
Yeah.
least. So that kid will be like a teen. He'll be like a
Yeah.
grown little man now, going, "Yeah, that was."
now
me."
he's doing some big boy pranks.
Now he's doing some crazy shit, fireworks indoors and all kinds of shit. But but it's a fun show anyway. Would I lie to you?
Yeah.
And James Acaster, you can see what I mean by that, like angry inside, like his face makes me laugh. But yeah, good suggestion. Hopefully it stays up. Hopefully you guys can watch and enjoy along with us. Any last thoughts, sweetheart?
No.
All right. Well, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And any other suggestions, because that was a suggestion few of you. Brilliant one, good one. I enjoyed that. Any more? Let us know.
Yeah.
Anything else, babe?
No.
Until next time. See you all later.